Mi gente, vamos a Ciudad de México. Bienvenidos a the PHNX Dbacks podcast, presented by our friends at Circle K. We are live from Studio K, and it is I, su mayor, occasionally known as Derek Montilla. We're lighting up the cactus light today because this feels like a win. We are pumped and we are thrilled to have you here. Of course, welcome in to the PHNX Dbacks show. We are presented to you by our friends Game Time. Make sure to go download that Game Time app right now. Create an account. Use our code of PHNX. You'll get $20 off your already low last-minute ticket deals. Terms do apply on that. But welcome in to you guys. Bienvenidos. It's the PHNX Dbacks show. Got my guy Damon Dawg on the ones and twos, aka Damon Farrell. The definitely the leche to my con cafe today because we are already planning our trip to Mexico City to watch the Arizona Diamondbacks take on the San Diego Padres, who are now crumbling, Damon. But welcome
before our eyes, Derek.
Crumbling before our eyes, but still, you love to see it. You love to see it. Again, big news this morning, huge news, you could say, that Robert Suarez has reportedly agreed to a 3-year deal with the Atlanta Braves. Robert Suarez further strengthens the Atlanta Braves bullpen, and it's not great that he's staying in the National League. It's not great that he's helping essentially one of the teams that were, kind of there in the rut as far as the playoff race was concerned last year. So you got to be a little bit worried about what the Braves are building down there. He signs a 3-year deal worth $45 million. It's a little bit like the structure that I was talking about that the Diamondbacks might be able to come to with somebody that they agree to a multi-year deal with. Suarez will make $13 million in 2026 and $16 million in both 27 and 28. That's a lot of money for a reliever, but Robert Suarez put up elite numbers with the San Diego Padres in 2025, quite frankly, and you got to glockenspiel me for every quite frankly, but he is considered one of the best arms on the market, and once again, we see yet another closer now off the market. And in this case, at least he didn't do much to, I think, increase or move the market because this is I feel like a fairly conservative deal for a guy that had a 2.97 ERA, more importantly, a 0.904 whip, an opponent batting average of 189. He had a 2.3 baseball reference WAR, and he had 40 saves out of 45 opportunities. He was elite. And Katie's right. The Braves need to calm down already. I don't love that. I don't love what's going on. And again, he will actually serve as a setup man for the Braves because according to reports, he will be the setup man for closer Raciel Iglesias, who returns to the Braves on a 1-year, $16 million deal that he signed back in November. So that's the kind of back-end security that the Diamondbacks could only dream of. To have a guy putting up these numbers as your 8th inning guy and not even your closer. It's surprising a little bit there that Suarez, I think with the suitors that were out there, chose the Braves. But as far as we are concerned, get him out of our division. Get him out of here. I don't want to play him anymore, and I want to see the Padres continue to spiral here. Like they're going to make moves just like you can only assume that the Diamondbacks are going to make moves, but you can't help but wonder, what's going on with that organization and how active they're going to be in the free agency market. Front office doesn't really have much to do with the ownership situation and that turmoil that they have going on in San Diego. However, again, you can't help but wonder how much that's going to impact the spending and how much money they already have committed to that team right now, it feels like they're trying to shed contracts and not necessarily take on more, right? So I don't know. I don't know if that what's going to happen there. But Robert Suarez to the Braves doesn't feel great. And yes, Piece of Yoshi asks, didn't Raciel Iglesias literally help blow a 7-run lead? Didn't we all watch that happen? Yes, we watched that, enjoyed it very much, very much. So I don't know. I mean, again, nothing is written in stone. So perhaps Robert Suarez is being brought in to become their closer. The MLB.com article discussing this basically alluded to he being the setup man. And again, that's just the kind of security, Damon, that I can only dream of. I expect to see the market start to move now. Now that now things are starting to go, you're starting to see a lot of the closers off the market. I feel like the Diamondbacks have to make a move here soon. Hopefully that move is Pete Fairbanks. I think of the available options, he feels like the best affordable option, an option that most likely will cost this team less than $10 million for the 2026 season. It'll probably be a multi-year deal. But again, that's the kind of situation they need right now, is they need to figure that out so that they can also get the Merrill Kelly deals done. Stop dragging your feet on this. Let's get this stuff done. Let's move along. What's interesting is now we also have the report yesterday that we kind of missed out on with our pre-recorded podcast. We did sound a little bit like crazy people talking about, or not talking about, the Pete Alonso deal. Pete Alonso to the Baltimore Orioles. Damon, I think we can now agree that the AL East is probably still the most difficult division with the addition of Pete Alonso. Like, it does feel like the Baltimore Orioles aren't backing down from what the Toronto Blue Jays are doing and what the Yankees are doing. The Baltimore Orioles are doing what we've discussed. You just kind of have to get into the arms race at this point, and they did so with a big 5-year, $155 million contract for Pete Alonso, which shocked a lot of people. It really did, but I think most people felt like he was not going to return to the Mets.
Honestly, Derek, all I could think of when I saw that move this morning was Chris Davis. I was like, is this feels like Chris Davis 2.0, doesn't it? Like, we're going to pay him a ton of money and he's just going to strike out and be terrible.
Yeah, you also have the fact that they have a lot of first basemen, but they weren't getting a lot out of those first basemen, so maybe they move one of those guys, perhaps.
Well, wasn't Mountcastle okay?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he becomes an option for the Diamondbacks to work out a trade. That seems like a reasonable situation considering they have a surplus of first basemen. Perhaps they would like one Jake McCarthy. He can get closer back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, totally. I love when we do these like fake scenarios where it's like perhaps they would want this guy that nobody else wants, who like is a fan of the team that he plays for. Yeah. Maybe that would be a good trade. But did you see also, speaking of first baseman, that teams might want to offload? There's rumors about Christian Walker.
I saw that as well.
Potentially, the Astros wanting to get rid of Christian Walker
as well.
What would it need? What would it take for you to want to get involved in that? Maybe we go Seawalk and Goldschmidt, and you've never seen anything like it in your life.
And bring back Merrill, bring back Zach. Let's just get the band back together. No, I don't think it's going to happen. But I do feel like the Diamondbacks, as much as I think the results would have been different if Christian Walker stayed here, I do think that the Diamondbacks made the right call. And it is the call that teams like Arizona have to make. It sucks, but when you see a team like the Baltimore Orioles paying someone like Pete Alonso, I mean, I thought the Taylor Ward move that you wanted was much more savvy by the Orioles to bring in Taylor Ward, right? He almost has the same amount of home runs as Pete Alonso did in 2025, and he did it quietly with the Los Angeles Angels, right? So, like,
I really wanted Taylor Ward.
I know. They bring in like 74 home runs to the Baltimore Orioles offense between Taylor Ward and Pete Alonso. So that's big, but I don't want the Diamondbacks paying a first baseman that's the age that Pete Alonso is, that put up the numbers that Pete Alonso did, 5 years, $155 million contract. That's a lot of money for a guy that you could probably find someone much cheaper that was going to put up comparable numbers as Pete Alonso.
Yeah. I mean, I think Pete Alonso is a good player, and for a team that can have luxury additions, or even a team like the Mets, who he played for, right? Like that, they have endless amounts of money, and that's a guy who, while not like a great defensive first baseman, just hits a ton of home runs. So I would understand why a team like the Dodgers, the Mets, one of these teams that has just so much money that it's not going to impact what they can do in the future because they have a Pete Alonso. But for a team like the Orioles or a team like the Diamondbacks, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because he needs to be like, you need him to be consistent now and to hit 30 plus bombs every year on that deal, or else he's going to be debilitating towards your entire team, towards your entire franchise. Like the Orioles they're a team that struggles to re-sign their own players.
Right.
And now you're gonna not re-sign like an Adley Rutschman down the line because you're like, oh my God, we're paying $30 million APY or whatever it is to Pete Alonso, and we can't afford it.
Well, there's also a partial no trade clause per source, so you have the fact that if it becomes a problem, you might not be able to unload him.
There's a no trade clause?
Partial no trade clause.
Oh, so he gets to put like 10 teams on it.
Yeah, he has teams blocked.
But it just felt like Bradley Beal all over again for a second right there.
Yeah, I saw the panic on your face.
It was like
you don't
Vietnam.
even root for that team.
Yeah.
What do I do? What do I say? But I'll say this. It is the highest annual value in Orioles history and the second largest financial commitment made in the history of the Orioles. Second to Chris Davis, 7-year, $161 million deal in 2016. So, yeah, you were spot on with that one. I don't know. I mean, again, this kind of causes some problems. Now there's talk that the Mets might go after Paul Goldschmidt. And if that's the case, then, it's convenient for Paul to just stay in New York. And on top of that,
you know what, Derek? Screw that.
They're going to pay him way more money than
Stand up for something, Paul. What does it mean to you? What does legacy mean to you, Paulie G? I mean, this isn't about, let me stay in New York City. You're not a big city, man. You went to Texas State, San Marcos.
Yeah.
You came and lived in Arizona for 10 plus years.
People want to build a statue of you.
100%, and you'll get one.
If he comes back, he'll get one.
You'll
get one. If he comes back, you'll get one. I'll get you. What can we get him? A Cold Stone Creamery unlimited gift card. I'm sure
we'll name one of their frozen creations after him.
Yeah, for sure. Why isn't that done? And a sandwich at Ike's if it hasn't already been done. I mean, these are easy things, Paul. If this is all you want, we can get all of this done for you. But again, I mean, there is now going to be this amount set, right, for these players. And again, when you have a very few amount of position players available for each position on the free agency market, a move like this, even though those people aren't Pete Alonso, does kind of move the needle a little bit. And on top of that, like with the Mets, you have teams that are still in need of a first baseman. They had that money to spend. They were interested in Pete Alonso. And at the end of the day, a lot of them might choose someone like Paul Goldschmidt and just, again, try to offer him more money than the Diamondbacks might feel like he's worth to outbid them or whatever. I don't even know. I haven't even seen necessarily that there are talks with Goldschmidt. I just feel like every single person in the baseball community wants that reunion to happen. And again, Kobe is right. If we miss out on the opportunity to have Goldschmidt and Waldschmidt on this team at the same time, the law firm of Goldschmidt and Waldschmidt, like that, what are we doing? What are we doing? Injury lawyers at law. But again, a lot of movement here, interesting movement. And the Diamondbacks, once again, have yet another closer that could have been an option for them off the market. And I will say this. I want to make this point because I did tweet this out before we move on. Can you imagine what Ketel Marte would get paid as a free agent this season?
That's what makes his value
can you imagine,
that much bigger.
I mean, it's crazy. If Pete Alonso got 5 years, 155, is it out of the question to think Ketel could have gotten like 8 years or 7 years and $225 million or something crazy like that?
No.
I mean, he's an MVP candidate. He's the best second baseman in baseball right now.
It's why the Diamondbacks' value for Ketel Marte should be through the roof, because he's signed through what year exactly now?
2031 with I believe a player option or team option for 2032.
Yeah, so you got him for another half decade. He's being paid very reasonable amounts of money. You upped that just to keep him happy a little bit more, but you know, he's still making a reasonable amount of money. And as you said, he's an MVP candidate year in and year out. He gets better and better. It feels like hitting every single year. Like, it doesn't feel like recently, the last 3 years, he's just ramped up his game every single year. And that's why, I was having the conversation because I don't know. Did you see the report, Derek, of the 2 Rays pitchers that the Rays were floating for Ketel in a trade?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Gross. Blech. Don't. You know what? Here's the disrespect.
Shane Baz and Ryan Pepio. Ryan Pepio is a good pitcher.
He's a fine pitcher.
And Shane Baz is okay, but it's like I'm looking at Derek when we're discussing these trades. It's like I want Hunter Green. I want like an arm.
That's what you should want. That's what this organization should want.
Absolutely, a guy who is on the upward trajectory, looks like a future All-Star.
Yeah.
And is like
has
a
years
young
of control
stud.
on his contract.
Absolutely, yeah.
None of the even a Tarek Skubal deal doesn't feel very smart. I mean, we talked about it. We were like, to bring our guy home, yeah. But how expensive is re-signing him going to be after the season? It's the reason why the Tigers know that they can't, and that trading him shouldn't be an option for that team. They shouldn't even consider trading him this offseason. But they are, because they know the value is going to be so much higher to trade him now than at the trade deadline later. And they know inevitably, unless they are, World Series bound kind of by that point, they probably will have to trade him in order to get something for him, knowing that he's going to walk at the end of the year. And that's the worst part about these contracts and having to part ways with so many of these players. It's what's going on with the Brewers with Freddie Peralta, despite the fact that man is only making $8 million this year. And you're going to trade him? I don't give a crap, man. Like, that guy's staying until the last day. I don't care if I get anything in return for him. He's been so good for the Brewers that they owe it to him to stay there the rest of his contract and help them win a title. I feel this way about Ketel. This is why these rumors really piss me off more than anything else, is that Ketel has agreed to this team-friendly contract to help the team. Ketel could have gotten paid, and he knows it, and his agent knows it. He's not naive. He's not stupid. He did this because he wanted to help the team have financial flexibility to build a competitive team around him. So as much as we talk about Ketel being this terrible teammate because he stayed in the Dominican Republic for 2 extra days during the All-Star break, let's not forget that portion of what Ketel has done for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And not just one team-friendly contract extension, Damon, 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the second one was I think the Diamondbacks upped his value because they were like, we owe you more money.
Right.
It was kind of like trying to keep your
But
star
it's still a very team-friendly contract. It's still a friendly contract.
Yeah,
right?
And I think that the first one, it's that classic baseball contract. The Braves are so well known for it, right? Where it's like, oh, this guy has some injury issues. We're going to give him a lot of financial long-term security, and we're going to take a slight chance on that in his health and his long-term availability. And he's going to take less money per year than maybe he could get if he is, fully healthy, if he does, sustain this for a long time. And so that was like the beneficial part from Ketel's side, is that he got long-term financial security. But you're right, on the open market, like, he could probably double up, 150% whatever he's making right now in Arizona. And so in order to get rid of that, it costs even more then, because you have that good contract.
Right.
You have that guy locked up.
Right.
And that's why, like, the packages that I'm listening to right now are the Reds with, and like I know we floated and like Snake's Territory has floated like the Hunter Green and Matt McClain. It feels like a lot. It feels like the Reds might not even do that. We haven't even heard the Reds mentioned. But as Mike Hazen says, maybe they don't even have the right teams going on right now. The Red Sox is interesting. I think, like, you could get yourself a good outfielder in Duran, who I think they're trying to get rid of. They have a lot of good pitching prospects. You could maybe try to get another young player out of them. But, like, there's the Rays, like, that offer feels like disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, lose my number, Rays.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Now
I'm not talking Ryan Pepio as the key piece in a Ketel Marte trade.
No.
Get the hell out of my face.
I won't even consider it. I wouldn't entertain it. That's an instant hang up. And honestly, I think Mike Hazen, in my opinion, maybe I'm just making this up in my head, sounds like he's getting more and more annoyed. He can't do an interview or have a media scrum that he participates in that doesn't involve questions about Ketel Marte coming up. And the other day, the audio we played, I thought sounded very clear and sounded very annoyed. And that was with Mike Farron, who everybody in the world loves, right? And I don't think he was annoyed with Mike. I just think he's annoyed at this idea that this year is somehow different. Like, he's been honest about people calling about Ketel, because if you ask about people calling about Ketel, he's going to tell you, yes, they have. But at one point, he even said he received calls on Geraldo Perdomo and Corbin Carroll and Gabriel Moreno and everybody, because that's what happens when you're a GM. And I mean, on this, this last interview, that sounds like what that's how you Corbin Carroll. Click. But again, it's like,
another guy who's on an insanely team-friendly contract, who it's like, you better come bringing your entire AAA roster.
Right.
Like, I want you to trade me the Rockhounds for Corbin Carroll. Like that's what it takes to get a guy like that off of my roster. You know,
we have an extra minor league team now, and all of the players on that organization.
We have two Double-A teams. Yeah. Two Double-A teams now.
Oh, well said. But I'm in a good mood, and my good mood is that, you and I are going to Mexico City, and so are many of our diehards. But you know who's not going to Mexico City? Robert Suarez, because he's no longer a member of the San Diego Padres. We're going to talk about that series on the other side of this break. Don't you go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondbacks show. You an unprecedented level of entertainment that they do at their Ford Valley locations. If you are looking for the best place to take your friends and family out during the holidays, you got to check out Gila River Resorts and Casinos. We've been talking about it for a long time. Damon and I take regular boys trips out there, and it's because nobody does it better. They have their over 4,500 live slots and table games on their floor. They have their sports book. They have everything you need. And of course, if you're looking for a relaxing stay or a place for those relatives to stay while they're in town, look no further than two of their AAA 4-diamond resorts. So do not miss out on everything Gila River Resorts has to offer. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playatgila.com for more details. And if you are an Arizona sports fan, there's no better place to do your banking than Desert Financial Credit Union. You got to check out their debit cards right now that they have branded with your favorite Valley teams. Of course, you got the Arizona Cardinals, you got Arizona State University, and Northern Arizona University. And for more than 84 years, Desert Financial has been Arizona's most trusted local credit union, and they got me started on my home ownership journey, so I can speak from experience. Let Desert Financial help you get started on your journey, whatever your financial goal that you're trying to accomplish is. You can look to Desert Financial for mortgages, checking and savings accounts, loan options, investment options, and so much more. So do not miss out. Right now, you can visit over there and join. When you open a free checking account online, get $200 in bonuses. Get started by visiting desertfinancial.com/200 today. Well, Damon, get your sunscreen ready. Get your bag packed. And that goes to all of you, because we are taking a trip to Mexico City. And I don't want to take victory laps here. I don't want to say how much we told you so. But we told you so. We knew this series that they had on their schedule. It always was weird to us. It never made sense. And from the day it dropped, we were like, that 2-game series on April 25th and 26th is weird. Are the Diamondbacks going to participate in WrestleMania in Las Vegas that weekend with the Padres? No. We are going to Mexico City. That is right, friends. 2 regular season games as part of the MLB Mexico City series. Of course, we are going to have ourselves, Damon, we are going to have such a fun time. I cannot wait.
I'm going to eat the best food that you guys have ever seen in your entire lives. Dude, Derek, I am so pumped up about this.
I'm so pumped too.
I don't think you understand how.
Yeah, I mean, look at how I'm dressed today. Look at how pumped this guy is.
Well,
we're going home.
I thought that it was going to be a little bit more of a conversation. I was like, all right, Derek, now it's time to fight like hell. And then Derek's showing me texts where it's like, you and Damon are going to Mexico.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, okay, I guess we don't really need to fight. I guess we're going to Mexico.
I don't disclose these texts from Espo often, but his reply to me saying that we are in, there was no can we go. It was like, me and Damon are going to Mexico. And he said, I already put it on the calendar and budgeted enough to get you out of jail. He further went on to say he also has looked into a mercenary group and wonders if he can put them on retainer if the cash doesn't work to get us out. So, Damon, we have everything.
A foolproof plan.
We have everything locked down. It is going to take place at Estadio Alfredo Harp Helu Baseball in Mexico City, Mexico. And let me tell you, if you love high offense games, if you love high altitude games, this park sits at a very high elevation, reminiscent of the Reno Aces, reminiscent of Amarillo. And we are going to see a lot of offense.
It's even higher, is it not?
I think it is higher.
It's higher. It's higher elevation city than Denver.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
Oh wow.
It's Mexico City. I think is like one of the highest elevation cities in the entire world. Nope. It's unbelievable.
Nope. And the Diamondbacks are the home team for both games, so you know what that means. That means we all got to get down there. We all have to cheer for them. The Padres have already played in Mexico City as the home game. They did so in 2023 as the home team, excuse me. This was the first time that we had the Mexico City series played. In fact, the Diamondbacks and the Padres were supposed to participate in the first ever Mexico City series, and that was canceled due to COVID back in 2020. 2023, you had the Padres versus the Giants. In 2024, you had the Astros and the Rockies playing down there. The Astros, I believe, won both of those games. And again, this, Damon, is yet another part of their MLB's push to grow internationally and, most importantly, to make as many Snakes fans as possible in Mexico City. I hope they wear, like, they have to wear the Serpientes jerseys, right?
Have to.
There's no other choice. There is no other choice. I will not stand for them to not wear anything but the Serpientes jerseys in Mexico City. We're going to be baby faces the minute we walk in the arena. The crowd is going to go crazy for us. And we're also facing a team whose name is father in Spanish. So this is perfect, right? Serpientes versus the Padres. It's going to be so much fun.
Derek, I do have an answer for you, by the way. Mexico City is over 2,000 feet higher than Denver.
Oh, my God.
Denver is the mile-high city. 5,280 is the number there, 5,280 feet in the sky. Mexico City is 7,000 plus feet.
Yeah.
So expect to see some bombs.
Yeah. Ketel's going to go crazy. Again, if you haven't seen the video on his Instagram account, Ketel was blasting home runs with a metal bat off of the Lone Depot roof there in Miami. So I cannot wait to see what he does in Mexico City. Ticket sales for the games are going to open in January of 2026, and we'll get some finalized details on the TV and radio broadcast side as well. But
I got to start doing some research. I got to start where are we going? What are the sites we're going to see? What food places do we need to go to?
I mean, I need to know this. Mexico City is huge, by the way. It is huge. Yeah. I have flown and I've done transfers in their airport, but I have never actually spent time there. So all I know is flying over it. It looks at times like one of the biggest cities I've ever seen in my life. But
they have a metro area of 22 million people.
That's nuts. We got to find the best places to eat. We have to
that's
find
bigger
the best
than
places
New York
to do.
City.
Yeah.
That's literally big. New York City's metro area is 20 mil. 22 mil? That's ridiculous.
I'm already, Damon.
Take me to the Ciudad.
Yeah, take me to the Ciudad. Let me know where we're eating, and I'm already looking up best places to eat near Estadio Alfredo Harp Helu.
Kobe, I think that this is absolutely the time that you need to, make your way down to Mexico. My guy Kobe, he's from Tucson, Derek, and he's never been to Mexico apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it. This is the moment. The Snakes are in Mexico, and you just go experience the Ciudad. There's nothing like it. I actually I'm getting more and more excited about it.
Zabe in our chat says steer clear of seafood. My tip to you all. Noted. Giselle is here.
I don't think I will.
Yeah.
I don't think I will, Derek.
I don't think I probably will either.
I think I'm going to be probably diving headfirst into the seafood game.
Ryan has a great question, though. Ryan wants to know, do you think my ballpark pass will work for the Mexico City series? It is a home game. It is a home game. I'm just saying. And Craig is not wrong. Apply for your passports now. I got mine fairly easily when I was going to Japan, and then I got my Japan trip canceled. So that didn't happen. But I still have my passport, and I'm thankful I do, because that's going to make going down there easier. Damon, I found some casual spots like El Pollito de Iztacalo. And then we also have La Vicenta. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these words, and I speak Spanish.
Oh, yeah, we're getting deep into Mexico
now.
Steak
options? Yeah, we're getting
a lot of Z's. A lot of Z's being used.
Also, buffet-style dining at New Country Buffet.
Okay.
I don't know why.
They have some Michelin star taco spots that are just on the street kind of vibes as well. I've heard it's maybe the best food city in the world. I can't wait.
I cannot wait. But more importantly,
Derek, we're gonna spend such an unreal amount of money. You have no idea.
Oh, I know. The merch.
Start budgeting.
The merch. Oh man, I can't even think about it. It's the holiday season. I'm so broke right now. I'm so broke. But I will save some money for that series. Any concerns about the Diamondbacks playing a series like this in the middle of the season? I mean, again, I know that the year we went to Australia to open up the year was a disaster, but again, that was kind of just a disastrous season regardless. I don't know how much that trip impacted it, but it did feel like it got us off to a terrible start. I don't know how much I love it, but considering the Diamondbacks season right now is already 50-50 if it's going to be good or a complete disaster, I need this in my life. You need this in my life. You need this in your life. I need you in my life drunk. I need to be in your life drunk. And this is going to be a great time. Cannot wait for this. I might wear this shirt the entire time between now and then just because of how pumped I am.
Yeah, I mean, the travel is a bit of a concern. You look at, and I don't mean to change sports on you, but you look into college football and how Kansas State and Iowa State both fared this year. They played an Ireland game in week 0. And both teams had a lot of expectations. Iowa State starts off 5-0, and then they just collapse down the stretch. Kansas State never had the season that they were expected to have. They were the favorites to win the conference. Yeah. And a lot of people bring that back to their Ireland trip as the thing that really kind of started the destruction of both those seasons. It is a bit concerning that it's in the middle of the year and that you'll have to adjust to it. Here's the one thing I'll say that's a little bit takes a little bit of concern off me. It's not a time zone thing, really.
Right.
The time zone might be different, but it's only going to be different American style because it's in the Western Hemisphere. So it's only it's going to be from a time zone change, going on a road trip in the MLB. The flight is going to suck, but they won't have to like to getting different days and nights times and things like that. So
it's comparable to a cross country kind of trip.
Yeah,
right?
hopefully it's not that bad in that sense. They can kind of just take it and move on. But it definitely would be a concern for sure the first series or two after that to see how the Diamondbacks look.
2BMC in the chat says the ballpark is thankfully close to the airport if you're looking to pop in for the games. Great advice. Also, here's more advice. Don't even try to drive there. If you're thinking about driving there, it is not as close as you think it is. Go ahead and look that up right now. I believe it's a multiple day trip drive there straight.
Mexico is a vertical country, and Mexico City is deep.
Very deep
into Mexico.
Yeah. At least we are playing the Padres, so I feel better about playing a division rival in this series because we both have to take that travel.
We'll take him down with us, yeah.
I don't love that it's a home game, but let's be honest, right? The Diamondbacks don't have a huge home field advantage. They just don't. And
not against the Padres, at least.
Exactly. Yeah, the Padres are one of those teams that brings a lot of fans to Chase Field. So this doesn't feel like it's that much of a hit to the Dbacks. But overall, I'm going to tell you right now, Arizona Diamondbacks, I know you're listening. I know you're a huge fan of this show. Pack as many Serpientes jerseys as you can. Bring an extra plane of merchandise because I guarantee you the fine folks of Mexico City, when they see those purple jerseys, they are going to scoop them. You're going to sell out. You're going to sell out. So if you love money, bring as many jerseys as you can because you will sell them all. I still remember one of the first games after those Serpientes jerseys dropped. It was against the Dodgers, and I took pictures of it. there were Dodgers fans in line with hands filled with Serviente stuff just because. And I mean, I even heard a couple of them. They're like, I don't normally buy teams, opposing team stuff, but this stuff's so cool, So it's like,
I was in a sports merchandise store not that long ago, Derek, and there was a guy wearing a Diamondbacks hat, and he was telling the dude who worked there, "Well, I'm a Dodgers fan."
Yeah.
And I was like, "You get that
hat off.
You get that lid off your noggin.
Get out of here,
son of a
Get out of here." All right.
You know that fired me up. I had to leave the store. I was like, I hate this guy.
I know. But see, if you would have known that we were going to Mexico City, you could have scooped up all sorts of extra merch for you in preparation for this trip. But like you said, we're going to spend so much when we're there. It doesn't matter. But we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of this break, we are going to talk about one of our last Throwback Thursdays, at least for a little while, and it's a very unfortunate subject matter. So hang around. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the PHNX Diamondback Show. Well, if you want to get fitted for that trip to Mexico City, you got to make sure you stop by Rally House. It is the place for you to go get all of your Arizona sports team gear, including your Arizona Diamondbacks, those Phoenix Suns, and everyone else. Cardinals, you'll have to wait until next season for now, but they do have Cardinals stuff too. They have everything you need. They'll get you set up for game day. Of course, they will get your game day fit ready. You can get yourself a large hat just like this one. They have hats, they have jerseys, they have shirts, they have everything you need. And of course, there's never the same thing twice. You always go in there, you find something new at a Rally House location. You can shop their locations in Tempe, Mesa, and Glendale today. And of course, the best part about a Rally House is that they only carry Arizona sports teams. Don't have to go in there and look at any of that gross Dodgers stuff. And of course, again, they always have something that matches your game day vibe. So find your local Rally House location and shop their entire product assortment online today at rallyhouse.com. And it is never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is perfect for football season. It is made for football season. It has over 90 million users worldwide, and for good reasons. Bet365 live streams 780,000 events. And of course, they offer those early payouts across every sport. If you are betting on football right now, you can get an early payout on college football and on the NFL if your team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout, or your parlay selections, which will be marked as winners. So of course, you are a winner once your team goes up by 17, regardless of the outcome of the game. They also have $10 safety net bet offers on Thursday. You can get down on the $365,000 bonus bet jackpot on Sunday Night Football, and so much more. As you know, it is never ordinary at Bet365, and they have offers on basketball and NHL as well. Early payouts on everything. And of course, new customers right now, you can get $150 in bonus bets. When you bet $5, win or lose, you just sign up, use that code of PHNX365 when you do, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5. Win or lose, you get yourself $150 in bonus bets. And bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, players, props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text Next Step to 53342 or visit problemgambling.az.gov. Well, as you can imagine, during this time of year, items that have happened historically in franchise history get fewer and farther between. And of course, we're probably going to have to retire Throwback Thursday for a couple of weeks until we get a little closer to the start of spring training. But let's end it on a bang, and let's take a look back at December 17th, 2019, when the Arizona Diamondbacks signed one Madison Bumgarner to a 5-year contract. He made 69 starts, and nope, you're not going to get a nice out of me on that one. His record in those 69 starts was 15-32 in his time with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was a well below league average producer and worth roughly replacement level or slightly below in his time with the Diamondbacks. 2021 was his best season with this team, posting a 1.4 WAR. It is the only season that he posted a positive WAR as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. In 2020, he had a 6.48 ERA, and he went 1-4 in 9 starts during that COVID season, which was good for a minus 0.4 baseball reference WAR. In 2021, he had a 1.4 with a 4.67 ERA. In 26 starts, he went 7-10. And then things only get worse from there. 2022, 4.88 ERA. He went 7-15 in 30 starts and 158 2/3 innings pitched. He had a 1.437 WHIP that year. And then in 2023, his career ended after 4 games and 3 losses with a 10.26 ERA. His time with the Diamondbacks, he went 15-32 with a 5.23 ERA and a total WAR of minus 0.4. I would say he's arguably the worst thing to ever happen to this team, but I don't think you could argue that there was ever anything worse that happened to this team. I mean, historically, the Diamondbacks have made their fair share of mistakes, especially early on, especially at times, like we kind of made jokes about that initial expansion draft. Both teams really missing on Bobby Abreu in that one. But anyway, this was an absolute failure. This was just an abject failure, and it's amazing how much you felt like this was going to hold the Diamondbacks back. And somehow, once they made that decision in 2023 to eat the money on Madison Bumgarner and no longer allow him to impact the performance of this team on the field, they made it to the World Series that same year. 7-10 record, 2021, ERA in the mid-4s, ERA bad, 0-3 record, ERA over 10. This is just his seasons with this team. And on top of that, we've had stories. We had Archie Bradley in here. I think one of the worst parts is that Madison Bumgarner sounded like one of the worst teammates you could ever imagine. Just the kind of guy that's screaming at guys for having a positive attitude after a loss, doing weird stuff in the locker room that he thinks is funny, like that isn't, and just being a terrible teammate. Just being a terrible teammate. So again, I just can't really emphasize enough what a disaster Madison Bumgarner was here. I remember being so delighted by the Mason Saunders stuff, and then it kind of came true. Like, we made some jokes that maybe he was just moving here to be closer to the rodeo culture that he so loved. And yeah, like, apparently he was more into his horses than he was to helping this team win on the field. Also coming up here in a few weeks, on December 22nd, 2023, the Diamondbacks did agree to terms with Lourdes Gurriel Jr. on a 3-year contract. So that is that was fun, because we thought we were going to lose Lourdes after that 2023 season. So it was great. It was great to see him come back. It's unfortunate that Lourdes has been as streaky as he has and has not contributed as much as he did in that 2023 season. But I mean, again, his time here has been still pretty good. I just wonder if we've seen the last of Gurriel. I mean, it feels like we have seen the last of Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in a Diamondbacks jersey due to the injury and how much time he's going to miss. Again, pretty good in his time here with the Diamondbacks overall. Posted a 263, 309, 439 slash line with the 748 OPS. So again, Diamondbacks have some work to do when it comes to figuring out what they are going to do to replace him in left field and what they're going to do to give their outfield some depth. But I did want to remind you guys, speaking of December 22nd and a few days after that, the holiday season is coming up. We might be out of time to get things here for Christmas, but that doesn't mean that you still shouldn't treat yourself with one of our brand new hats. We got some gorgeous new hat designs available at our online store. Quantities are limited on these hats. I implore you to remember that. So act now before supplies run out. That Phoenix Suns hat that we have is going crazy. They have 3 branded Bills designs featuring their new canvas model, which looks delightful. I can't wait to get my hands on that. They also have the crest design, which, as we've talked about, is destined for my yacht rock concerts and parties that I'm going to inevitably have. But to check out these wonderful designs, go to store.allcitynetwork.com or to our website over at gophnx.com, and then click on the merch tab to find your favorite sports network merch. And that's us. That's us. So make sure to check it out. Damon, I think we have a shot of these beautiful hats. Look at these things.
Yeah, we got a visual.
Look at these.
Sorry I haven't had this in here earlier. I mean, we got to show it to the people. You got that. That's Derek's Yacht Rock hat that he will be taking to all of his concerts that he goes to on a very regular basis.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Of course, we have our PHNX, just regular golf hat there. Each city got one in a different color. Of course, I think they went Cardinals red there for us. And then you have the ALLCITY Suns PHNX hat. And then, of course, the one that I've been talking about, Derek, the one that I ordered, this brand new canvas hat that Branded Bills has come out with recently. They just started doing their canvas hats. And then, of course, they put a PHNX logo on it. I've been begging Max for it.
Yes.
And now I got one on the way. They're preparing my shipment.
I love it. I got to get. I mean, I have the red one, and I got to get the rest of them. But very excited for that. Also very excited to see the Arizona Diamondbacks add a few guys through the Rule 5 draft yesterday. Jesse and I did not get a chance to explain, and it came up to the last minute. But since the Diamondbacks did not make a trade, or they did not free up a roster spot, they actually weren't able to make a draft pick in the Rule 5 draft in the major league portion of the draft. So that is hopefully explains that, but they were able to make picks in the minor league portion of the draft. So they were able to add these players. So these players have different rules. This isn't the same situation where the Diamondbacks have to keep them on the 26-man roster in the same way. But again, they did pick up some guys that they could add to the 40-man roster, that they could add to the 26-man roster. And the Diamondbacks are absolutely in a position where they kind of need this. They need to take some chances on a few guys, and they were able to pick up 3 players, 2 of which were relievers, and 1 was an infielder from the Detroit Tigers. Their first pick was Antonio Menendez. He comes from the Tampa Bay Rays organization. He is a right-handed pitcher, and he was originally drafted by the Rays and spent multiple years in their minor league system. He has logged innings at both AA and AAA, and he has a good strikeout ability, but does struggle with controls at times. The Diamondbacks add him to bolster, obviously, their pitching depth. Same with their next pick, which was Sean Harney, a right-handed pitcher from the St. Louis Cardinals. He was selected. He is a University of Kentucky product, and he has worked in both relief roles and starting roles in the minor leagues, so he does have some versatility when it comes to his usage as his development continues. The last player selected was Danny Serretti from the Detroit Tigers. He's an infielder. He has spent, he's a solid college hitter, University of North Carolina. He's shown offensive consistency and gap power there in his senior season, and the Diamondbacks have him to come in and help with their infield depth. He didn't have a really strong season offensively in 2025. He did have a batting average of .209. He had 3 home runs, had 28 RBI and 5 stolen bases with an OPS of .624. But again, he's shown some good patience, a good walk rate, and his on-base percentage was .313. So not terrible numbers there. But again, when you look at some of these other guys, nothing from their seasons is going to wow you at all. In 35 relief appearances, Antonio Menendez had a 5.08 ERA. He had 42 strikeouts, a 1.40 whip. But at AA Montgomery, he did in 22 1/3 innings pitch post a 1.99 ERA. It was at AAA Durham where things went off the rails for him. At AAA Durham in 21 2/3 innings pitched, he posted an 8.31 ERA. So at least he won't be too put off by what his numbers will be in AAA Reno, even if he does a good job. But again, he pitched at both AA and AAA level, and his development can continue with the Diamondbacks. Again, they need that pitching depth. Meanwhile, Sean Harney, again, not great numbers last year in 34 innings pitched in AA Springfield. He posted a 4.24 ERA and a 1.41 whip. So again, primarily out of the bullpen. He has occasional starts every once in a while, but all 3 of these young guys, these are all again, this is a minor league portion. These guys have shown some consistency. There's things about them that their numbers aren't going to show. When we look at stuff, we're going to immediately look at the batting average for someone like Serretti and think like, why did the Diamondbacks go after him? He walked 12.5% of the time, and he only struck out 19.6% of the time. He walked 30 times against 47 strikeouts and 240 plate appearances last season. There are things like that an organization looks at that is far more appealing to them as far as having a good eye and such, rather than necessarily putting up flashy numbers. In some cases, those numbers can be impacted by ballpark factors or lousy competition or whatever the case may be. But obviously a long way to go for someone like Soretti coming over to the Diamondbacks organization. At the very least, he does go to AA Amarillo and then AAA Reno. So there's a good chance that we're going to see his offensive numbers improve. But there are certain key, batting metrics, certain key things that young players don't typically have that usually you feel like you can build on the rest. You can coach up the rest. There's strength conditioning that can happen. There's this, there's that, there's the other thing. But again, when you're not necessarily looking for guys that are going to be an immediate impact here at a major league level in the Rule 5, in the minor league portion, at least, of the Rule 5 draft. The major league portion is far more where you're gonna see that. And again, I'm very jealous that the Colorado Rockies are not only putting together the front office that they're putting together, but the Colorado Rockies also got our guy, Damon. They got the guy that we wanted so much, and I'm bummed out about it.
The 6'8" guy,
RJ Pettit. He was the number one. He was the number 1 overall pick by the Colorado Rockies. Yep. He is now the Colorado Rockies' number 26 overall prospect immediately. A guy that was essentially, I don't want to say discarded. Teams and organizations have to make very difficult roster decisions when it comes to these young players. And, the one thing we talked about with Pettit is why at his age has he not already made his debut? Why is he not pitching at a major league level? So again, it made a lot of sense as far as taking him and adding him to a major league roster. And again, especially a team like the Rockies that are rebuilding and in need of pitching depth. If they end up having to let him go back to Detroit, it's a small $50,000 investment. But yeah, the Rockies definitely have room in the bullpen, as Piece of Yoshi says, for him to stay up all year. The White Sox took Jedixson Paez from the Red Sox. He is now the White Sox number 15 overall prospect. And the Nationals, with the 3rd pick, took Griff McCrary from the Phillies. He is now the Washington Nationals number 30 overall prospect. Later in the draft, the Yankees actually took a guy from St. Louis, Cade Winquist. He becomes the Yankees number 30 overall prospect. And then the Phillies take Zabe McCambley with the 12th overall pick from Miami. He becomes he becomes the Phillies number 30th overall prospect. The White Sox then took a second player in this draft. They took Alexander Alberto from the Tampa Bay Rays. So he becomes now their number 21 prospect. In this Rule 5 draft, the White Sox added their number 15 and number 21 prospect without losing a single person besides guys that they had to move off of their 40-man roster in order to clear space for these two guys. It's incredible. Ragnar.
I wish we were in that spot.
I wish we were in that spot. Obviously, the Diamondbacks had no plans to take anybody in the major league portion of the Rule 5 draft. So from that perspective, it doesn't feel like, it is too big of a deal. As we've discussed, Roberto Clemente, the most notable Rule 5 draft pick in Major League Baseball history. But outside of that guy, it gets pretty slim. I mean, there's been some difference makers definitely that have changed from one organization to another. The Guardians ended up getting Peyton Pallette from the White Sox. I know there was a lot of talk within the White Sox about them not protecting him. He now becomes the Cleveland Guardians number 19 overall prospect. They took him with the number 9 pick in this draft. So again, there was some moves. The Pirates took right-handed pitcher Carter Baumler from Baltimore and then traded him to Texas for right-handed pitcher Jacker Garcia and cash. Another trade was made. The Athletics took Ryan Watson from San Francisco and then traded him to the Red Sox for infielder Justin Reamer and cash. So some interesting moves being made there when it comes to prospects being, drafted in Rule 5 draft and then traded. Also, the Twins pulled off a similar move. They took the catcher Daniel Susek from the Athletics and traded him to the Giants for Miguel Caraballo and cash. And so now
Daniel Susek is an Arizona Wildcat. There.
That's right. And he is now the San Francisco Giants' number 15th overall prospect.
He's a hell of a hitter for a catcher. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, apparently there was talk about Zabe. I'm sorry, I might have messed that up. No, it was Cade and Zach McCambley. It was Cade, Winquest, not Zabe. We're not trading Zabe to anybody, and we're not trading.
God, no, I would never trade Zabe.
No, her contract is far too team friendly. Far too team friendly. But again, I think that there is some, there's some potential talent here, especially with that RJ Pettit, man. Now he's in our division, so not only did we not get him, but now, Damon, I have to watch him pitch against us. I hate that. But again, I do sit here and ponder when we're going to see the Diamondbacks make some sort of move of any kind. These are very, very small moves, but what we need to see is some sort of move made to bolster the major league bullpen and get them another starting pitcher. So do the thing, Diamondbacks. I was a little bit worried that they might wait. And with the run on closers, I don't think that they can afford to at this point. I don't think that they can wait to see what falls to them closer to the beginning of spring training. I think that they need to get a guy in here soon. And I mean, quite frankly, two guys. And again, I said quite frankly, so I should probably be glockenspieled. But do love you guys so much. Appreciate you so much for your time. Hit it, Damon. There it is. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. We'll be back tomorrow with another 12 p.m. show. I will make sure I get enough suntan lotion for all of us, or sunblock. I need sunblock. I can't get the suntan lotion anymore. But we'll get all of the stuff we need at Rally House to make sure we're equipped for our trip to Mexico City. Until then, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Cap_caveman with a K. Damon is at Damon Dawg with a DAWG. And we are all Damon's perros. Bark, bark. Our show is at PHNX_Dbacks, but as always, all roads lead to at PHNX_sports. Damon, what are you looking forward to the most in Mexico City? The food or the drinking?
Man.
Or the baseball?
Man. You just keep throwing things at me.
All of the above?
And I like all of it.
All of the above. I can't wait to see the Diamondbacks play in that stadium, man. That's going to be killer. You know what? I can't wait to see what the food and drinks in the stadium are going to be. Let's just combine those things all together. That's going to be electric.
I can't wait to see how far Ketel Marte can hit the baseball.
Oh my God!
In a 1.5 mile high city,
he might hit it out of the stadium
for this team because we don't trade him in the offseason. That's what I can't wait for, Derek. That's my number one.
Get it. Tell the people. Tell them, Damon. Louder for the people in the back. Well, we appreciate all of you, including the people in the back. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with another 12 p.m. show. We got our little PHNX holiday party tonight, so we're going to have some fun around here. We're going to celebrate this year that we've had around here, and we're going to hopefully have some good times. So hope you guys all have good times tonight. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Behave yourselves. Zabe, don't worry, you're not going anywhere. We would never trade you, the heart and soul of this podcast right there. But as always, we appreciate all of you for stopping by. We thank you for your time. It's your most valuable commodity. Be careful who you share it with. And again, see you tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful night. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when you get to watch it in La Ciudad de Mexico.
We all silly like the mayor.